All right, you guys, we'll do some mobility stuff today. Get our heart rate up, and then we'll finish with more mobility. So as always, I recommend maybe putting on some tunes because we're going to chill out and stretch for about 20, 25 minutes, and we'll get into our workout. So very basic stuff to start. You guys go child's pose to start. Point your toes, sit back on your heels. This will be about a minute. Breathe in nice and deep. Get some rounding across your back and reach out front. From there, we'll transition to a normal puppy dog. So the only change is going to bring your butt up higher and then drop your shoulders deeper. Hips are higher, drop your shoulders deeper. Elbows stay straight, 1 minute. Go ahead, relax. Let's go seated. We'll start with a bound angle. So a little bit more rounding across the back. Hold those feet together so heels and toes are touching. You can keep your hands there, keep everything nice and tight. Then from there, drop your head down, take your forehead down to your toes, get some nice rounding across your back, and breathe deep. Again, 1 minute. We'll stick with this rounded back position. We'll extend both legs out front for a forward fold. Try and mimic that same position. So dropping the head down, rounding across the back, more hamstring dominant. A minute again. Go ahead and relax. Let's go to push-up position, standard lizard pose. This will be a long one. We're going to go for 2 minutes. So bring your foot up in line with the hands, drop those elbows down, pull your back foot back really as far as you can. Make sure your front foot's really rooted into the ground. It's not up on the side. We want it just flat on the ground, nice and stable. 2 minutes, you guys. Breathe through it. I got you on a timer, so we'll be on point for the 2 minutes. Timer's going. Breathe, relax. Try and get deeper as we go. Over halfway. And we will transition into pigeon pose, same side, kind of our common combo. This will only be a minute though, so not real long, but we'll really open up that glute by going lizard right into a pigeon. We got it. Just a minute, you guys. Go ahead and relax. Let's switch it up. Other side. Take your time transitioning. Oh, yeah. That's always a nice combo, getting that glute going. So we got our lizard pose on the other side. Again, stable foot. Drop those elbows down. The timer's going. We've got 2 minutes, and we'll hit a pigeon pose for a minute. Breathe your way through these stretches, guys, especially these long ones. Long inhales, longer exhales, and ideally through the nose. Final 20 seconds. And let's make our transition into that pigeon pose. Again, just a minute here, just 1 minute. You guys can go ahead and relax. We have 2 more for our hips, you guys. So we're not done with the hips yet. We're gonna go into a frog pose. We did this last week. Make sure you guys have some padding across the knees. So just make sure you're not on concrete. That's the biggest thing. So whatever mats you have on the ground, your yoga mat, all that stuff is fine. This will be wide with the knees. Kick your feet out. And then from there, I'm gonna push my hips back into a squat. You may not have a lot of range here because it's gonna be a lot of adductors, a lot of groin muscles. But the biggest thing is get those knees wide to start. Try and get your hips as close to the ground as you can. And then from there, sink into a squat. So push yourself backwards, getting your hips closer to your heels. Obviously, we want to find comfort here. We don't want to be in pain or anything like that. So challenge yourself, but no pain. This would be a short one, just 30 seconds. This is our frog pose. And then our last stretch will be our fragging pose for our hips. Then we'll go to our upper body. Ten seconds. And go ahead and ease your way out. Oh, yeah. All right. Fragging pose, you guys, very similar to our lizard pose. I have 1 foot up in front. I'm going to pivot on the back knee and then drop those elbows down right in between my back knee and my front foot. So this will be a lot of groin, a lot of hammies, with just some different angles to hit different spots across your hips. This will be 1 minute on each side. Fragging pose, 1 minute each side. Timer's going. Final 10 seconds. And ease your way out of it. Whoa. And we'll hit the other side, and then we'll move on to our upper body. So other leg in front. I'm going to pivot on that back knee and then drop my elbows right in between my front foot and my back knee. You guys should be getting all across your inner thigh, some hammy work. It should be pretty gnarly across your hips. 1 minute, timer's going. Final 10 seconds. And go ahead and ease your way out of it. You guys can stand up from there. Woo. Shake it out a little bit. And just give me 10 bodyweight squats, you guys. Ass to grass, super deep. Work for the best positions possible. Hopefully we feel pretty open and we can just kind of sink down. no big deal. I always like to kind of wiggle around in the base of my squat. Make sure it's feeling pretty on point. We got more stretches, but I just want to test our squat. You guys all look really nice on the squats. Good. Once you guys have done those 10 squats, ass to grass, super deep, let's grab a band, probably your medium band. The light band may be a little too light for this. We'll do our back scratcher stretch. And this will be that combo pose because we're going to do it from a straddle, or a saddle, I should say, a saddle position. So we're pointing the toes. I'm going to sit back on the heels. And from there, I have one hand on top, one hand on the bottom, using this band to anchor my hands together. So one hand on top, my other hand comes up behind my back. Get your hands as close together as you can to start. So wiggle, wiggle, you can't really see it, but I'm basically working my hands closer together on that band. The saddle position is just to kind of add a little something to it. So from there, once I do have my hands nice and close together, try not to just like fall into this and let those elbows fall forward. Your goal is to pull everything back and open. Yeah. Let that elbow that's on top go for the ceiling. Don't let it fall to the side too much. We'll get 45 seconds, then we'll switch sides. Timer's going. Give me about 20 more seconds. Five. Go ahead and relax. And let's switch it up other side. Take your time. Really work to shimmy those hands close together. That's definitely one of the priorities for this stretch. So get those hands nice and close. You can call it kind of crawl together up that band. Oh yeah. The timer is going. We got 45 seconds. Once you are set with your hands, try and pull everything back and open. Both the elbows fall back. Open your chest up. Keep that top elbow towards the ceiling as much as you can. And 5 seconds. Go ahead and relax. Ooh. All right, from there, let's dive into our shoulders a little bit more. We'll use our heavy band at our top. Start with your medium band at your top anchor point. And you'll just have it long, you guys. Medium band, long at your top anchor point. And this can be some standing shoulder extension. We've done this in the past. This is a great stretch. A little tricky on the setup. So pay attention if you guys have not done this one, just kind of how I spin my body and stuff. And basically the goal here is I want to get my hands way up over my head. So hands behind the back. This is how I like to do it. Hands behind the back. I'll spin around. And then walk yourself backwards. Allow those hands to fall. Ideally on over your shoulders or over your head. Legs are straight. Your back can be nice and rounded. That's totally fine. We're not loaded. And we'll hang out here for a solid minute, a long one, 1 minute. Again, you guys can shimmy side to side. I'll tend to straighten one leg and bend the other leg. Play with your positions. We got about 25 seconds left. Ten. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax. Oh yeah, some good shoulder extension. That's super valuable for shoulder health. We'll now use our heavy band and we'll do our standing puppy dog. So that can be squatting, that can be hinging at the hips, just opening up that shoulder. So heavy band, you're gonna cut it in half. So you have 2 loops. I suppose you could use your medium band here. That's probably totally fine. The heavy band just gives you a little bit more. So this will be about 90 seconds, you guys. We're gonna step back. You can sink down into a squat. You can stay high, you can hinge over. You can open up side to side. But the timer's going, we got 90 seconds. Play with your positions. Find something that works for you. Final 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Okay, go ahead and relax. Nice job, you guys. So this next one, I just want to kind of introduce this one. We've already kind of hit this position, but this is a different way of doing it. Then we'll get into our normal warm-up stuff and we'll get into our workout. Then we'll finish with lacrosse ball for some shoulder work if you guys have lacrosse balls. So this is just going to be some standard internal rotation of our arm. And basically, we should have the ability to get our hand all the way up, almost touching our scaps, if not higher. But typically, we're limited to a hand around the hips or like barely above the hips. So it's going to help open that up. We're going to go medium band. At our top anchor point, this is really going to be based on what your setup is like. So if you don't get a great stretch here, it may just be we don't have a tremendous setup for this. But as long as the band is attached like above your head, you should be fine. So I'm going to loop my hand in the band. So I just have a nice, easy grip on the band. I'm going to go down to a half kneel and allow that hand to go up my back. And the band's obviously pulling it there. Once you guys are in this position, work to pull the shoulder down away from the ears. Open the shoulder up, so pull it back and keep that elbow down. We'll hang out here for 30 seconds each side. This is just some basic internal rotation. Again, shoulder health stuff. Bands up behind the back. Ideally, the band's pulling your hand to like right in between your scaps. You can see my hand. Final 10 seconds. And we'll go ahead and relax. Let's hit the other side. So again, I'm just looping my hand in the band. Get a nice soft grip on the band. Hands behind me, eyes sink down, and the band's gonna pull that hand up nice and high, pull me into internal rotation in a very gentle fashion. Once you are set in your positions, pull your shoulder down away from the ear and pull it back slightly. And you guys can go ahead and relax. Let's get a little blood flow to our shoulders. So we'll grab our skinny band. We'll get our dislocates and then some shoulder prep work. We'll do our ankles, our midline, and then we'll start our conditioning. So 5 and 5, 5 nice and easy, and then 5 a bit more challenging. From there, we'll go supinated pull apart. So palms pointed up towards the ceiling, elbows stay straight, pull apart for 20. We'll finish it off with shoulder tees for 10. Step on the band, elbows stay straight the entire time. Pull overhead, pull apart, touch the back of your neck, and then back down to your starting position. From there, let's get our ankles. So we'll do our wall lean dorsiflexion and then our single leg plantar flexion. You guys, this is important. It doesn't seem like much, but it is important for just general ankle health and some strength across those ligaments. So we have our wall lean dorsiflexion to start. We'll go over 20. Then we have our single leg plantar flexion, 10 on each side. And from there, we'll go on our backs. We'll get our boss mans. We're going 30 each side for boss mans, 30 on each side. Oh, yeah. All right, and when you guys are ready to get our prone skydiver holds, we'll go 5 with a 5-second hold at the top. I'll say up, I'll say down, thumbs up, legs straight, point your toes, tight quads, tight butt. Let's do it. Rep number 1 in 3, 2, 1, up. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. And down. All right. So we will need our trainer to start. That's it. We're gonna do a series of shorter workouts. We'll get our heart rate jacked up and then we'll finish with some stretches. So we just need our trainer to start, set up for trainer push-ups. So ideally on the longer side. So we'll start, you guys, we're gonna go 4 minutes, 10 trainer push-ups, 10 air squat jumps. If you don't want to do the air squat jump, that's fine. You can just go air squats. 10 and 10. 4 minutes, 10 trainer push-ups, and 10 the air squat jumps, just body weight. So there's no bag or anything like that. All you gotta do is leave the ground like a ½ inch. That's it. From there, I'm gonna give you similar movements, different time domains, all that stuff. Let's get through this first. We'll have a little rest and I'll tell you the next workout in just a second. 4 minutes, let's do it. 10 and 10, 10 trainer push-ups, 10 air squat jumps, 4 minutes. We're going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. We are halfway. $50 seconds. $20. 10. And 3, 2, 1. That's time. Take a breather. We'll start in about a minute. Next one's only 2 minutes. All you need is your bag. We're going 3 burpees, 6 bag squats. 3 burpees, 6 bag squats. We'll start in about 45 seconds. 3 burpees and 6 bag squats. I'll be doing a sub for burpees, so don't worry about what I'm doing for the burpee. Just do your normal burpees. Only 2 minutes, short and sweet. All right, 2 minutes. 3 burpees, 6 bag squats, and 5, 3, 2, 1. 3 burpees, 6 bag squats. Thirty seconds left. This one goes fast. Five, 3, 2, 1. 1 minute. We're going 2 minutes again. This will be 5 push-ups, 5 trainer push-ups, and then 5 air squat jumps. 2 minutes again. 5 trainer push-ups and 5 air squat jumps. So the same thing we did to start, but half the time, half the reps, and then we'll finish with one more 4-minute workout. We're going in 30. 5 and 5. 10. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1 minute. Thirty seconds. Ten. 3, 2, 1. That's time. 1 minute rest. Last one, 4 minutes. 6 burpees, 12 bag squats. 6 burpees, 12 bag squats, 4 minutes. More than 45 seconds. Six burpees, 12 bag squats. $20. Last one, you guys, and we'll finish with some mobility work. We'll do some more cross ball stuff, open up our shoulders, stuff like that. 10. 6 burpees, 12 back squats, beginning in 5 and 3, 2, 1. Let's go. About 1 minute left. Twenty seconds. Ten. 5, 3, 2, 1. That's time. Good work, you guys. So if you want to hang out and mobilize and you don't have a lacrosse ball, you can go straddle in the hip flexor stretch we normally do. If you do have a lacrosse ball, let's dive into it. I'm going to go get mine right now. Be back in 2 seconds. See you, John. All right, my folks with lacrosse balls, let's get to it. We'll start with our glutes. This would be a minute on each side. And again, just keep them healthy from all the squats we do and all the hip hinging we do. So we'll start on the left side just so we're all together. And you guys, by all means, you can start here, but we're just going to get right into it. If you want to put your foot up on the knee, go ahead and do so. The timer's going for 1 minute. I want to run through our glutes and our low back. And then we'll do shoulder stuff to cap it off. Oh, yeah. And dig around. If you don't find anything good, you may not be searching hard enough. There should be some gnarly stuff in there. It's just begging to be opened up. Again, you guys, I say this all the time, but I highly recommend playing with dropping that knee down and rolling to your side. That's gonna be a lot more glute medius. TFL, piriformis, all these guys, they get crazy tight. They can be like the root cause of sciatica, stuff like that. So don't neglect dropping that knee down. You'll probably find some gnarly stuff there. All major stabilizers of the hip, external rotators of the hip, all that stuff. All right, so last 20 seconds, you guys go ahead and find a spicy spot. Find something you don't want to hang out on because it's gnarly and hang out there. Once you find it, go ahead and take a big breath in and push into the lacrosse ball, get nice and tight. Exhale and melt over the lacrosse ball. Desensitize yourself to it. Hang out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Other side. So again, if you want to start with your knee flat on the ground, that's fine, but I'm just going to dive right into it just because we're a little short on time. Foot up on the knee. And again, don't neglect dropping that knee down to the ground, exploring the space. Oh yeah, we'll get about 45 seconds and then we'll find that spicy spot and hang out there. Oh. It could all be spicy. My glutes are like, everything is gnarly. Oh. All right, 15 more seconds, and then we're going to search around for the gnarliest of the gnarly. Oh, yeah. All right, so go ahead and find something. Find something. Big breath in and push into the lacrosse ball. Hold your breath. Exhale and melt over the lacrosse ball. Allow it to sink in nice and deep. Go ahead and relax. Let's get our low back. Again, we'll go a minute on each side. So we're going on either side of your spine. basically right above your butt to about mid-back. That's all fair game. So we're hanging out here-ish, somewhere in there. We're gonna elevate our feet up a wall on a bench, but pick them up some way so you can get more pressure on that lacrosse ball. So if you guys are hanging with me, start on your left side and really just dig around. You can do some pelvic tilts, ride that musculature with the lacrosse ball, and just find some stuff that's pretty gnarly. Stay off your spine. You don't want to be rolling over bony bodies. Dig around for about 30 more seconds, then we'll hit the other side. And this is just very, very basic back recuperation, back health. Because that low back will want to get tight. Now let's go ahead and switch sides. So if you were hanging with me and you're on the left side, go to the right. But we should be moving the lacrosse ball over probably 3 inches, again, so we're not on bony bodies. Find some soft tissue to dig into. Hopefully this feels pretty good. And then it is about 8 o'clock. I do want to go into shoulders. So if you have time, hang with me. And the shoulders will be a part of our routine from here on out. And if you thought the glutes were gnarly, wait until we touch the shoulders, because they are going to be, gnarly. All right, 15 more seconds. And go ahead and relax. And here's what we're going for on the shoulders, you guys. We do a lot of post delts for the sake of shoulder health. Basically, post delts are going to offset all the tension that pulls us forward. So our pecs, our lats that sweep underneath and want to pull us forward, all that stuff. Our post delts is going to help open us up, but they can get super gnarly. All right. Spicy in the back. So our goal is basically the back of the shoulder, right as your lat, so your back muscle, as it sweeps into your armpit. Anywhere in here is fair game, but the setup is very, very important. What you need to do is we're going to be on our side. We'll place the lacrosse ball, but then you need to roll your top shoulder directly over. So my opposite shoulder is going to roll on top. That's how I'm going to get my pressure. Once you guys are here, I'll give you guys some guidance as far as what to do with the arm. But try and find this position, you guys. Again, we're basically like swept up in the armpit. We're right where the lat sweeps into the armpit. Those post delt muscles that we do so much, we're kind of on top of that. Anything in the back of the shoulder is fair game here. So once we are in this position, it may be spicy here, may not be. I want you guys to raise your arm up so your elbow is in line with your shoulder. Elbow is in line with the shoulder. Bend your elbow to 90 degrees, and we're just going to pump up and down. We're going to go internal and external rotation while keeping that lacrosse ball pinned in that post delt area. So if you're not on something that's like super hot and spicy, that's totally fine. But if you're not and you want something, you literally dig around 1 inch. And if you get more on that lat, it'll get pretty gnarly pretty fast. Again, I'm not looking for you guys to go through pain or anything like that, but this should be challenging. Let's put it that way. So a couple more pumps, you guys, and we'll hit the other side. Again, really work to keep your top shoulder or your opposite shoulder right on top. Try not to lay down on your back too much. All right, that's solid. Let's go ahead and hit the other side, and then we'll call it a day. Oh. And these 3 lacrosse ball movements for me are literally a part of my nightly routine every night. I do some glute work, I do some low back work, and I do some posterior delt work because these things will get gnarly on everyone. Oh my gosh. Oh. Again, you guys bring that elbow up in line with the shoulder, bend your elbow to 90 degrees, And then we're doing internal and external. So we're basically just rotating the shoulder so the hand goes up and down. You can overpressure with the opposite hand. So if you get to a point where you kind of run out of range, use your opposite hand to push down a little bit. On either range of motion, that's totally fine. Oh, man. Oh, give me 20 more seconds. Oh. Oh. 10. Go ahead and relax. Oh. Awesome job, you guys. Hopefully that is a new one that felt productive. And you can add that to your routine. But those lacrosse ball things you guys on Wednesdays, we'll continue to play with that. Good work, everyone. Karen, awesome job. And good work. Val, Janet, awesome. We'll see you guys tomorrow.